How's it, guys? It's Davey FPL and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. This live stream is going to revolve around double game week 26 finally upon us. It's a little bit of a small double, only Arsenal and Wolves. I don't have any Wolves assets, so just the double for those Arsenal assets. But as you guys can see, big game week potentially with the triple Camsey chip. Now, thanks for joining me on this Tuesday evening, afternoon, morning, Wednesday morning. Don't exactly know where you guys are around the world, so whatever time zone you are on, thanks for joining. A little bit of a weird one. At least you guys are here, because I think there's going to be a lot of managers out there that have forgotten about the deadline. So at least by just being here, you're one step ahead of them. So let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how the week has started. It's only 2 days in, but hopefully by the end of tonight and tomorrow night, we're looking at a green arrow. And then a bit of a weird one. We have like a gap of these FA Cup games this weekend. And then we have double game week 26 next midweek. So plenty of time from now till game week 26 so that you guys can take a little bit of a break, because this game week might be absolute madness. So let me know if the audio and the video look and sound Gucci, and then we can head on to all your questions. I've already seen a couple people in chat, things you love to see. Henry is asking Thiago to Havertz for free for a short-term punt. Henry, I don't know if I particularly like this. The only reason I'm saying that is that it requires one transfer, and then you're going to want Thiago back in the future. So that's kind of 2 transfers. I don't think it's worth taking those 2 free transfers for Havertz. So I'm going to go conservative here and just say keep Thiago. You can always just bench him if you have a better outfielder this week. Vincent saying, OMG, how's it heavy? 1 a.m. my time. Came in to say goodnight and TUPD in my dreams. Hope it's a brand new world full of chocolate milk. Unfortunately, no chocolate milk this week, Vincent. But I can assure you, you're going to have sweet dreams. In your dream, are you going to be a legend member? That's probably what we should be saying. But sleep well, brother. Obviously, 1 a.m. That's a bit brutal. Loading Shake saying, how's it heavy? Do Ekitike and Hall to Thiago. We'll bench this week. And Munoz. For free, I don't mind those transfers. I still like Ekitike, and I've said this. I've seen a lot of people considering selling Ekitike. It probably was last week. I think for the Man City game, that's probably when you should have sold him. Now he's got Sunderland, who Goiker scored 2 goals against, I believe. So I kind of feel like it's not the worst fixture in the world. And as I always say, any Liverpool striker is going to get chances. And we've seen that. Against Man City, just couldn't convert them. Prime Darwin Núñez when I needed him. So I'm going to keep him. But I do like those 2 transfers. I mean, you're bringing Thiago in that you probably want. And Munoz obviously has a great fixture this week. Siddharth is saying, let's go pants up. Exactly. Harry saying, how's it, Davey FPL? How's it, Harry? Nice to see you in the stream, brother. FPL hits with his usual early question, saying, good to see you at this time. To you as well. Would you recommend selling Szoboszlai to either Rodgers or Wirtz for 1 free transfer? If no other fires, or just hold him? I would probably just hold him. It just depends on who you have in your locker. So who are you playing instead of Szoboszlai? But I just feel like it's not worth the transfer. I still feel like he's a great option with those Liverpool fixtures. So I might just roll. Derichi saying, let's go. Thanks for replying on Discord. I'm totally against Arsenal. So yeah, Derichi, I won't lie. It was tough to recommend transfers for you, because being anti-Arsenal in a double game week, it's probably going to go badly. I won't lie to you. But I do get it as a Spurs fan. You have to stick to your guns, and I admire you for that. But this week might be a hiding behind the couch week. I got to go Hall to Munoz, says Harry. So I can't do that, unfortunately. Actually, let me update the rank. Okay, it doesn't even matter. But let me update my graphics. Sorry, that's the one thing I forgot to do. I actually have 0.0 in the bank, so I can't afford any upgrade. So if you guys can afford a Hall to Munoz, I would have definitely done that if I could afford it, but I don't have money in the bank. And I don't really see another downgrade that I particularly like. So actually, let me set this one. Okay, cool. It should update now. You guys should be seeing 0.0 in the bank, which does not look great. Never not great. It's never nice having 0.0 in the bank. Rita saying, couldn't miss the Davey live stream, even at work. So Rita, as long as you're doing your work, I don't want you to get fired for a Davey FPL stream. I almost bought both Bruno lads due to my Arsenal. Okay, so I mean, you could go for Wolves. That could be a strategy, is to try and wipe out the Arsenal clean sheet. So then you could go for like a Mane up front. Confirmed triple captain this week, Davey. Rafa, yes, I think so. Richie, thanks for the video and audio, as well as Harry. Keen to Munoz from -4. Afraid he might drop soon. Yeah, that moves is okay. It's okay from -4, but that's, you've only listed one of the transfers. But if you've already made your other transfers, I think Keen to Munoz is okay, especially if you think that Munoz is going to go absolutely mad over these next 2 games. Triple captain Timber over Gabriel. Craig, I still like Gabriel, but Timber's an alternative. I can actually see both doing well. I mean, Timber's stats are super good. If Gabriel keeps a clean sheet, theoretically, Timber should as well if they both play the same amount of minutes. Timber's okay, but I still feel like Gabriel is the one to look at just because his points per game have been so strong. Yes, it is active, Mark. Hall to Hill, a nice move for you. So the thing I was thinking about is Hall to Richards, but Hall to Hill might also be there. I just need to think of, like, I need money in the bank, and that's why I like Richards, I like Hill. They could be potentially good. I'll take a look at that, though, when I do some planning. Michael, thanks for the recommendation. I have been looking at that's the only move I've been looking at, is like a Hall to a cheaper defender. I could also do Keane to a cheaper defender if we really wanted. Professor James, it's going well, thanks. Thoughts on Sabo to Sa or Thiago? So no, I wouldn't do Thiago as mentioned. So you want Thiago in the future anyways. The Szoboszlai to Sa move, I don't mind. The only thing is Liverpool have some good fixtures coming up. So as long as you don't want Szoboszlai medium term, then Sa's okay. But yet again, I'm going to remind you guys that Crystal Palace probably blank in 31. So just watch out for that one. And I'm not trying to put you off Crystal Palace options, because from now till game week 31, there's a number of game weeks. But just beware that it is creeping up on us unless you guys want to free it. Gaz saying, hello from Bonnie, Scotland. Always nice to see where you guys are around the world. Chinukam saying, hey, Davey, thoughts on one of Thiaw or Maguire or Keane? If I have to pick one of them, I would say Maguire out of all of those options. I think Michael Keane's benched. I think what we're going to see is Michael Keane was even getting benched midweeks before Branthwaite was back. But I think now they might rotate. So I don't think Michael Keane starts, and that's why I might look to take him out. Aong saying Ndiaye to Sa from -4. No, I probably would just keep Ndiaye. He's not a bad option, and Bournemouth aren't the best defense. Let's just put it that way. Thoughts on bringing in Timber or Munoz for Thiaw? Usama, I would bring in Timber. You have to prioritize the Arsenal triple up. If you guys don't have an Arsenal triple up, that's your transfer right there. Try and maximize the double game week. And what better team to do it than Arsenal? I mean, they're just such a quality team. And the beauty about Game Week 26's double is that this FA Cup is still one of the earlier rounds. So what we're expecting to happen is that the Arsenal squad gets rotated on Saturday or Sunday, and therefore Gabriel should be okay for the games either side. What's going to be bad is that if Gabriel starts Wigan and is benched against Wolves, but I can't understand the logic of Arteta to play him against Wigan and then not play him against Wolves. Start Thiago or Wilson? Vincent, I thought you were going to go to sleep, brother. I have 3 Arsenal defenders and triple captain. I would go against it then. I would go for Wilson. Even in terms of the defenses, I think Man City's defense is worse than Arsenal. So, yeah, I don't mind the benching of Thiago. So we can kind of see. Sell Chalobah for Munoz from -4. Rafa, no, I think I would just keep Chalobah. Thoughts on Richards in place of Dorgu and captaining Rice in place of Gabby? We have Gabby though. Okay, so Harsh, you do have Gabriel. So the only thing that's annoying about that is that you might be hoping that Gabriel blanks even though you have him, just because some people are going to captain and triple captain him. So I understand what you're saying there. Look, Rice isn't bad. Let's say that he gets DEFCON in both games, which I don't think he will, because I don't think Brentford and Wolves are the kind of DEFCON fixtures. I think Arsenal have the majority of possession, even for Gabriel. I don't know if it's a DEFCON game week for Gabriel. So with Rice, you're looking at maybe like a 3-pointer minimum. I still feel like Gabriel offers more attacking threat, potentially offset pieces. And then also he has the clean sheet threat. So I still like Gabriel, but if you guys really want to go against the pack, then it's okay. No worries, Vincent. Sleep well. The elite gamer saying, how's it going? Trossard or Madueke already have 2 Arsenal defenders. Okay, so between those two, I mean, it's not looking fantastic for either of them, but Madueke might be slightly better just because Saka is out on that side. So yeah, I would probably say Madueke slightly, but like they either aren't fantastic. Let's just put it that way. Akasha saying, should I transfer Bruno G out now for someone like a Rodgers? He came back from injury and scored 11 points last week, but has Spurs and Man City next. So Spurs is an okay game, and Man City actually is also okay. I mean, the thing about Bruno G is he's been outperforming his XG, so from a stats point of view, you probably get rid, but so is Rodgers. So it's a little bit of an interesting one. Look, like if you were to compare their projected points for midfielders, I reckon Rodgers comes in higher. I mean, it is actually pretty close. It is pretty close between them. So I might just keep Bruno G. It seems like more of a luxury move for me than anything else. Which Crystal Palace defender to bring in? Sid, if you can bring in anyone, it's Munoz. It's basically Munoz, Lacroix, Richards. But Lacroix and Richards are close because Richards comes in quite a bit cheaper, so if it allows you to do other upgrades, and he's the one to look at. But if you can afford a Munoz, I mean, that's where you should look. Andy, nice to see you. For those that did the Pedro move and have Ndai, would you hold on to him for now? I probably would. What you could do is Ndai to Saar. But I still feel like Ndai is okay at home against Bournemouth. The nice thing that you might have is, Andy, can you afford Hall to Munoz? Because if you can, that's probably the move that I would do. Siddharth, I will check just for you. Would you do Thiel to... yeah, I probably would do Thiel, to be honest. I'll try and find your team. Yeah, if you can afford that, I think Thiel to Munoz is a decent move. So you're looking good there. No short for that. Okay. Yeah, then it's a bit close. I think Ndai is a fine option. I think Saar is also pretty good. Obviously, better fixtures for the next two. But then you're losing them for blank gaming 31 if you have to make a transfer there. So I would say Ndai out's a luxury move, but I think it's okay. It's okay to do either. Just maybe do some future planning for your team. But whatever you're feeling, I'll put the ball in your court now that you have a different team slightly. You up on me though, because João Pedro outperformed Ekitike. What are your thoughts on Harry Wilson and Tarkowski to Semenyo and Gay? I've seen quite a few people rather take Semenyo out, so I get it. So Fulham's is a pretty okay fixture. Tarkowski also is okay for the medium term. I think if I was to go for a player, it would be like a Saar. I'd punt on the fixtures. I'd punt on that Burnley game. Yandre has been a member for 22 months. Do appreciate, Yandre. Thank you. Nearly on that 2-year mark. Outstanding support. Thank you. I want to take a minus for head. Mark Gay plus Thiel to Jean Pedro plus Hill. Just have a stronger team and I can bench Thiago. Yo, those two moves look pretty good. You must have quite a bit of money in the bank if you can afford Mark Gay plus Thiel. I mean, those moves look pretty good. I don't really have anything against them. Frabro saying, how's it bench 2? Thiago, Krippi, KDH, Tarkowski, Wilson, Richards. This is a tough one. I'd probably bench Thiago because you have Arsenal defenders. And then, I mean, it's close. I might bench Krippi just because if he does play, he's getting like 60 minutes. So that's what I would say. Is it crazy to do Keane to Munoz? I already got Richards. Alternatively, could do Ndai to Saar. I mean, Keane to Munoz is probably the move, Harry. Yandere with a super chat. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. You actually could have just done it in your renewal, but I do appreciate that. Saying, hi, David, I've got one free transfer. Is Mark Gay to Kruppi or Vandenberg to Senesi worth a transfer to start either ahead of Harry Wilson? No, I would just play Harry Wilson. I kind of feel like Harry Wilson can do well against these better teams. I think he's going to get more space in behind. How's it, Philippe? Just saying hello. Milos is saying, what's the transfer plan? Currently, it's to roll the transfer, but what I can do is haul to Richards. I can do haul to Lacroix, but I prefer Richards because I need the money in the bank. But I'm leaning towards rolling just because I feel like Hall could do okay against Spurs. I don't think it's a great fixture, but I feel like it's good enough to maybe just keep. Are we bringing in anyone or we roll and we locked in with the triple captain? Wilson, I think I'm locked in with the triple captain. And I'm looking to roll, but I could do Hall to Richards. Gia's saying, has been a legend member for 15 months, coming into the question saying, hey, Davey, doing Saka and Rodon out for either Roger/Dango and Gabriel. Thoughts on which mid to go for wildcard in 32? Okay, so I might switch this around. I might say go for Saar and Gabriel because Saar's got the next 2 great games. Just a little bit of a punt. That's what I'd say. Wife is anxiously shouting from the kitchen. Ask him if he would start Raul or Anderson. Gotta love the women playing FPL. Shout out to the women playing FPL, as Yandre says. I think it would be Anderson. As long as it's Anderson from Nottingham Forest. I think you have to play him against Wolves at home. It's a great fixture. The one is saying, is the triple captain a definite? Really unsure on it. There has to be a better game week for it. Okay, cool. So the one, I'll speak about this shortly. Next point. Let me just answer these 2. Thoughts on getting Talu instead of Mane? Derichi, you're honestly probably asking the wrong person because I've literally not been following Wolves at all. I mean, his minutes look pretty nailed here. In terms of projections, he looks pretty okay. But like him and Mane are super close. Tolu does have higher projections. I'll give you that. So it's just maybe that's worth going for. Davey, just play Hall, Spurs. Okay, Derichi, you support Spurs though, brother, but it's probably like me talking about Liverpool. And Dragusin and Van der Ven have never played together bar one cup game. Okay, so let's. But the problem is, Derichi, I'm more worried about the clean sheet than the attack. So, how's your attack looking at the moment? Okay, so let's talk about this triple captain because this has been the flavor of the game week and I completely understand it. Triple captaining a defender looks a little bit interesting. So the thing about the triple captain is from now to the end of the season, you guys have to look at the double game weeks. So the double game weeks are game week 33 as far as I know, game week 35 and 36 potentially. So game week 33, what we might probably do is wildcard 32, bench boost 33. You guys know how I love the wildcard bench boost combo. So that's what I'll probably do. That rules out double game week 33. We then left with 34 and 36, 35 or 36. But that time window is towards the end of the season. And let's just say Arsenal have wrapped up the Prem. Is Haaland going to play 2 Prem games back to back when they have Champions League or something else? So that's my only concern about them. I do agree with you. If Haaland and Man City do get a double, which isn't 100%, they still have to progress in the FA Cup as well as the Champions League. But if they do progress, the double does look better in terms of fixtures. But what's in front of us now is a guaranteed double. Gabriel is probably going to start both games with the Wigan game in between. So there's a potential rest there. And unfortunately, there's no kind of Arsenal attacker. Otherwise, you might have looked at them. There is Rice, but he's been a more expensive Anderson at the moment. So I feel like Gabriel has got good potential. And if you look at his points per game this season, they've been off the charts. So it's boring, but I don't feel like it's the worst option or even like a bad option. I actually think it's a pretty good option. And with the combination of a future double that we don't know about and risking it for that, I'd rather just do what's in front of me. And I know that might be boring, it might be safer. And I know that a lot of people are doing it, but generally, if a lot of people are doing something in FPL, especially in the community, it means there's some backing behind it. So everyone has sort of the same thinking. So that's my take on it, and that's why I'm a fan of the Gabriel triple captain. But I'm also a fan of if you guys really want to risk it, and with my rank, maybe I should risk it. But I think that he should do okay this week. Gary's saying, GG, I don't have Arsenal players. Gary, are you a Spurs fan like DeRicci? Because he also has no one. Okay, so DeRicci, you egging me on to keeping Hall here. So maybe I will just keep Hall. Let's see what sort of happens. Maybe we just keep him. Maybe we just keep him and see what happens. Ty the Footy Guy has been a member for 47 months. Absolutely insane. Nearly 4 years. Crazy. Alderete to Munoz or Garner to Saar. I like the potential of Munoz with those two great fixtures. Torn between Rice and Timber for triple captain. Any thoughts? Yeah, that's a tough one. I still feel like Timber's a great option. And as I was saying, if we're going to captain Gabriel, I think Timber is in that conversation. Like between him and Rice, though, it's close. I think Gabriel might have a little bit of an edge on those set pieces, but I feel like Timber's also great. And should start both games with, as mentioned, that rest in between. What are you leaning towards, Harry? I think you might have to go with your gut here. If I had to give you an answer immediately, I would say Timber. But yeah, I just feel like Rice is. If he was a bit more forward, I'd like him. I just feel like, and he might get forward, but it's going to be long shots, which he's okay at. I still feel like Timber might be the one. 3 Arsenal defenders and Gub triple captain. Okay, so you are really praying to the clean sheet gods for a double, because that will look absolutely insane. For short term, would you rather bring in JP or Saar? I think Saar. I think you have to target Burnley. Burnley's the team to target, and that's why I think Saar. Okay, yeah, it's going down. Let's hope that you're not going down. Your rank is going down. You're getting those green arrows. Juan is saying Hall, Gordon to Timber, Saar or Munoz Rice. I already have Raya and Gabriel. I'd go Munoz Rice just for the splitting of the odds. Juan, I'm really jealous of those moves though. Hall, Gordon to Saar and Munoz. I mean, outstanding. Wilson out for Enzo or Saar. I think you punt on that Saar fixture. I'm a big fan of any Burnley fixture. They the team to target, 100%. Colin is asking Rogers. I mean, Rogers is a good option. Chris is saying, help David, unless I get Saliba instead of Gabriel, I'll need to transfer Hall out to get Gabriel in one move. Or I downgrade Harry Wilson so I can do Van der Ven or Sword to Gabriel, that's a -4. I don't think Hall to Gabriel's bad. I think Hall to Gabriel's okay. Just confirm with me, Chris, can you do Hall to Gabriel? Because if you're going to captain Gabriel, I mean, that's great. Connor's saying, hello, Davey, should I get rid of Cherky? I would have 7 to get someone. Also, triple, as I don't, and should I triple captain Saliba if I don't have Gabriel? Connor, which other Arsenal defenders do you have, and Arsenal players, sorry, which other Arsenal players? And in terms of Cherky, I think Cherky to Saar looks pretty good. How long should I hold on to Tarkowski and Garner? Everyone is selling, but from what I've seen, they look a decent team. They look okay. In terms of Everton, if you're going to keep them, you keep them for the Burnley game in game week 29. That's what I would say. I'd say that's the game that you keep them for. I have Saliba and Raya, that's all. Okay, is there no way for you to get like a Rice or someone, Connor? Yeah, can do Hall to Gabriel and it's now locked in. Okay, cool. Chris, yeah, that move to me makes sense, especially if you want to captain Gabriel. Unfortunately, I'm bottling it and triple captain Gabriel, but I do believe Gabriel gets no defensive. So yeah, the better play. Okay, Andrew, I don't know if Gabriel or Timber gets defensive contributions. I think even Rice won't get, unless it's the Brentford game where they might be more attacking. But I just feel like against teams that sit back, and we saw it against Sunderland, Gabriel didn't get any defensive contribution. He did get a few though, if memory serves me right. It just wasn't enough for the... let's just check here. It just wasn't enough for any defensive returns. Okay, he got 7, which isn't terrible, but yeah, in these easier games, I don't think he's going to get as much. 0.5 short of Rice. Okay, so Connor, taking a -4 is not bad here, especially if you want to captain or triple captain. So is there a -4 that looks pretty okay that you can get a Gabriel if you want a triple captain or something like that? Vernon saying, oh man, triple crappy is on. Are you not tempted to play an attacking? The thing about it though is if there was like a really, if like we knew Haaland was going to get a double in the future that was confirmed, then maybe. I just feel like it's in front of us and his points potential is okay. I do kind of feel like Gabriel has a pretty high ceiling. And that's why. Would 2 clean sheets on a triple captain be a good result? If it's only 2, I'd say yes. I always say 15 points for a triple captain is good. If my triple captain gets 15 points, I'm happy. And if he gets 2 clean sheets, that'll be 15 points. So, Gary, I mean, if he does bang a goal, I'm not sure who those. Cherky, okay to keep. Connor, I might say Cherky to Rice makes sense for me. So if you can do that, that's okay. But if you can do Cherky down to a Saar to upgrade to Gabriel in one of your defenders, then that also looks good. So that for a -4 to me is worth it. What's the plan today? It might just be to roll the transfer, but triple captaining Gabriel at the moment. I'm going to put a poll up while I do bring up... while I just bring up the projected goals and everything like that. Actually, let me do this. Triple captain Gabriel. We'll do triple captain other, and then we'll say no chip. Okay, you guys can vote on this poll while I bring up the projected goals and clean sheets. Why did you go for Anderson over Wilson? Wilson wasn't really on my mind, if I'm honest with you. I should have probably gone for Dewsbury Hall. That would have been better. But also now I'm thinking about maybe I should have done the Ekatike to João Pedro move. Because then I might have been able to afford a little bit of Munoz. But I think it might have been quite close. Dominic, transfer in Wirtz or Saar? I'd go for Saar. Big question of the game week. Will that United fan be allowed to cut his hair, says Harry? Yeah, I think so. I think West Ham, I don't know, it might be a little bit of an interesting fixture for United, but I think he's going to cut it. Potentially. I think if you look at the odds, United should be beating West Ham. Salem is saying, have 2 free transfers, buy Timber for Tarkowski and triple Arsenal defense, or just Rice for Ndai. Salem, that is a tough question. Okay, have 2 free transfers, buy Timber for Tarkowski. I think Timber for Tarkowski between those 2. And then just hope they keep clean sheets. Connor, I swear your team is exactly the same as mine. So any recommendation I give you, I'm giving myself. So just do what I do. That's what I would suggest. Start Cherky, Mukiele, or Van Hecker. Let me check projected lineups quickly for you. And then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I think it's this one. Man City. Yeah, Cherky is going to start, they say. So you don't have to be worried. Let me just check. Someone said the website's down. Is the app down? Okay, no, mine's fine. Let me just check Twitter quickly. Okay, I didn't see anything at the moment. Okay, let's bring up the projected goals and clean sheets. Maybe this gives you guys some more clarity on what to do. Okay, so we actually have them pretty condensed this week. As always, these are from Rob T FPL. Let me just shout out Rob T. So you can see his @ on the top left if you guys want to drop him a follow. We go over these same numbers in the team selection. These are, of course, just updated for today, about like an hour or 2 hours ago. So you can see we've got the double game week at the bottom there. Out of the 2 Arsenal games, that's the one to target. So you can see against Brentford, they got 38%. But then against Wolves, it's 52%. So you're looking pretty good for at least one clean sheet there. And it's probably going to be the Wolves game. Now, in terms of the actual goal projections, pretty high, 1.7 and 2.1. So combining those, you almost are going to be getting about 4. It's more like 3.9, 3.8. But if there was an attacker from Arsenal that was nailed, they would look pretty good this week. Then they might be your triple captain of choice. But the Wolves game is the one to target. However, there are some single game week teams. We've got Man City, for example, 2.34. Could we actually see an Erling Haaland or Bruno Fernandes or a Cole Palmer outperforming Gabriel? That's my big question this week, and wouldn't surprise me if it does happen. So could a single game week actually be a better triple captain? I don't know. We have to take the chance at a double game week though. But Chelsea high projections, United high projections. Crystal Palace also pretty good, 1.84. Liverpool have dropped to 1.72. The one I wanted to focus on was going to be the Newcastle projections. So Newcastle 25% is not fantastic, especially when Crystal Palace do have 43%. So is it actually good to go for a Richards for a Hall? That might actually be worth it this week. I just don't know if it's worth the free transfer, especially when I've got some other players I want in the future. So I'm going to leave these on screen. Maybe they're going to help you guys answer some of those questions. We could see. But yeah, in terms of the Arsenal double game week, it looks pretty okay. Zakir saying, hey, baby, hope you're well. I've seen my team on Discord. Any suggestions? So Zakir, let me take a look if it is on the chat. Yeah, your team looks good. I don't think you haven't said how much you have in the bank, but yeah, your team looks okay. If you have a lot of transfers, we can talk about potential moves, but I can't really fault your team. And I think you've got the right starting 11. Got 1.2 in the bank. Okay, so you could theoretically do like a Munoz in, like a O'Reilly to a Munoz. I like O'Reilly, he's got a good fixture. Or you could do a Lafie. Can you do a Lafie to a Saar? I think you might just be a little bit off that. Why Hall over Keane? I just don't think Keane starts, if I'm honest with you. Are there any Everton fans in chat? I know last week we had one. I just don't feel like I don't feel like Keane starts this game. And even if you look at the projections, Keane is 26% compared to 25%, so quite close. Vernon saying Timber or Saliba or Rice or even Goycrez. Already have Gabriel. I go Timber. Timber's my third favorite option. Or actually second favorite option, let's say that. For me, it's Gabriel, Timber, and then Rice. Thoughts on Rand from Bournemouth? Seems like a potential differential one to watch. Might not always be starting though. Yeah, well, so it's probably a wait and see. But if you want to go early and be the maverick, be the trendsetter, then you can. But I feel like there's enough options in and around that bracket that you could look at. I mean, there's Saar, there's Dango next week. Might not go for Dango against Arsenal, but next week he looks pretty good. Adam is saying Boca start 2 of Ndai, KDH, and Krippy. In terms of the projected goals here, Everton are leading. So I'd probably go Ndai and Dewsbury Hall and just hope that they do well. 0.2 off. What about Gay to Mane? I'm not the biggest fan of Gay to Mane. With your team looking how it is, unless you want to go for a Munoz, I think you roll. Timber could be a placeholder for Munoz. He could, but I mean, you're missing out on Burnley at home, which is probably why you want Munoz this week. If I captain Gabriel and vice Timber, if Gabriel doesn't play the second game, do I get triple points on Timber on the second game? So Steve, no, you don't. You only get triple points of the actual player. So if Gabriel doesn't play the second game, you only get the first game's points. It's just basically looking at a total points, and you can't swap it from player to player. I check you to Dewsbury Hall, Davey. I mean, that's a massive downgrade, Andrew. So it gives you a ton of money. I think it's an okay move. Obviously, comparing one to another, I think Cherky's probably the better footballer, but I mean, Dewsbury Hall's so cheap that he's a great option. Loki want to transfer Wilson to Anderson, but the latter has City and Liverpool soon. Okay, want to transfer Wilson to Anderson. Oh wait, are you talking about Anderson? Yeah. The thing about Anderson though is he might actually be good in those games because he'll get DEFCON and a ton of defensive contributions, and he might actually edge a bonus point because of that. O'Reilly to Lacroix plus Richards. Okay, let me go and look at that Man City projection again. Because if O'Reilly plays, I feel like he's a good option. I don't think Fulham are that great from an attacking point of view. Okay, O'Reilly's got 83%. I mean, that's sufficient. It's not outstanding, but it's okay. Okay. Okay, let's look at the poll. Okay, so 62% of you are triple captaining Gabriel, 12% are triple captaining someone else, I assume like a Timber or Rice, and then no trip is 26%. So we definitely have a majority here that are using the triple captain. And I guess it's depending on how many points do we look at? I just saw Manchester United fans 493 days. Damn, over a year with no haircut. No wonder it's looking a bit scruffy. But I think he might get it this week. No worries, Steve. Why defend a triple captain, not forward? Please explain. So yeah, it's just basically what's in front of us now is Arsenal assets. I don't have an Arsenal attacker. I've only got Rice. I don't consider him to be the biggest attacker from Arsenal. So I like Gabriel. I mean, if you look at the attacking threat of Arsenal, a lot of it comes from set pieces. So that's why Gabriel feels like a good option. Would you sell Thiel 0.0 in the bank? Gabriel, Cunha, Alderete, and Rodon, other defenders. Yeah, you can sell Thiel. Like, I would sell Hall as well, and that's what I was looking at doing. I just don't know how that Spurs game looks. Niall is asking on a super chat, bench Wilson or Thiago? What's your thoughts on the triple captain? I'd bench Thiago in our triple captain. That's what my opinion is. So, like, you kind of hope that Arsenal keep a clean sheet, and therefore you're hoping that Thiago blanks. And I'm happy that people are benching him because I don't own him, so it makes me feel a little bit better. Is this the week that Ekatike can score another Hattie and outperform Thiago? I don't know. Start a lot or cash? This is purely what you see on screen. So United have a 28% chance and Aston Villa have a 31% chance. Okay, that is super close. I would start a lot. I'm gonna go against the odds here. I'm gonna go against the odds, which might never be good, but I would start a lot. Ahmed is saying, hey, legend, thoughts on Thiago out for Mane to afford Wilson to start? I don't like Thiago out. To me, it's two transfers. It's taking Thiago out in the first place, and then it's bringing him back in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks' time. So it's not worth it for me. Why not wait for the triple captain? Surely more doubles. There will be Connor, but they're not guaranteed. And in the biggest double, I'm going to be bench boosting. So we have to hope that Man City get another double game week. And even if they do, it's towards the end of the season. So who knows what's going to happen by then. I've got Timber, not Gabriel. Should I triple captain him instead or transfer Gabriel in for him? I don't think I would do Timber to Gabriel. It's a bit sideways. You are triple captaining though, Ewan, so it kind of like makes sense. But yeah, I think I would probably just hold off. Bench Thiago versus Mukiele. I'm triple captaining Gabriel, then just play Mukiele. For me, I would hedge. If you're triple captaining, you're hoping that Gabriel gets the clean sheet. When do you plan to free it? I think it's game week 34. Is that the big blank? It's around then. Nothing's been confirmed as of now, though. So my chip strategy is just to wait and see. It's probably going to be to dead end 31, wildcard 32, bench boost 33. Then I think it's free at 34. Then there's doubles. So I'm gonna sort it out towards the end there. But it's definitely going to be free hitting probably on the blank and then bench boosting on the big double. Is Wilson to Dewsbury Hall a good shout to fund for Timber? Yeah, I think that moves fine. Who to take in, Rice or Timber? I slightly prefer Timber, but it's all to do with your team structure. So I've seen some people take out really good midfielders for Rice. Might not do that. I think it's quite close between Timber and Rice, and I'd rather take out a defender, it looks like. Can you put your team back up? Yeah, sorry. Let me take it off. Thanks for reminding me. We only got 13 minutes left and I'm busy showing you guys projected goals. I do apologize. There's my team at the moment, guys. The only thing I don't like is these little circles in the top right that give you information, because now it looks like I'm captaining every single player. Pedro's saying, how's it, AB? I need another Arsenal player and I've got 6 mil in the bank. Is Cala Fiori a fine choice? Let me go and check projected lineups quick. The reason I'm doing that is I just want to make sure, because basically the team that starts Brentford, I think starts against Wolves. So I want to make sure that... yeah, so Cala Fiori does look okay. He's got 83%. Let me scroll down and see if I can get like an Arsenal actual projection. Okay, I don't see an Arsenal projection. So yeah, he looks fine. I'd say if you really need to do it, then maybe, yeah. Let me just bring up the chat. I have Gabriel, Rodon, Anderson, Virgil. Okay, so Kunal, let me just see if that's referring to a previous question. Or is it a later question? Okay, oh, you've answered, yeah. I have Gabriel, Rodon, Anderson, Virgil. Whom should I replace, Rodon or Anderson? So is it Anderson? Is that what you meant, Kunal? Or keep them and roll? Okay, so Gabriel's fine. Anderson, not this week. Virgil's okay. Rodon. Yeah, how much money do you have in the bank, Kunal? That'll maybe help me out. Philippe saying roll the transfer triple cap. Yeah, that's what it looks like at the moment, Philippe. Fish Sigma saying indict Anderson with the free transfer. I would just keep both this week, either side of that. Captain, Timber or Rice? I think Timber's slightly above Rice, but it's very close between them. I don't mind either. It's tough. Hall or Gay? I would start Gay. I triple captain Gabriel. I've had 2 years of triple captaining Haaland where he gets 2 points. Hopefully this year is different. Probably Rowley don't take a 12 hit. 4.9 if Rodon, 5.5 if Anderson. Okay, so do 4.9 for Rodon and bring in Richards, Kunal. Most to least likely to start, Thiago, Anderson, Wilson. I'd go Anderson, Wilson, Thiago. From most likely to least likely. Let me check. If you could, would you do Hall to Munoz from -4? Cash, I can do it probably from -4. I should have to downgrade someone else. Yeah, it's tempting from -4 because basically what you're saying is, will Munoz outperform Hall by -4 points? And he probably will over the next 2. I just can't see someone that I would rather downgrade. Like, I could downgrade Anderson, but he has Wolves, which is a great game. So, like, I could do Dewsbury Hall. Okay, I can't even do that. So I can't even afford Munoz then. So I'd have to go super cheap. What I could do is I could take out Ekatike. That's probably the reason why I have so much is I still have Ekatike. So if I downgraded Ekatike to like João Pedro, then I have a ton of money. I could even upgrade Keane to Munoz. I mean, that looks outstanding. It is -4, and I mean João Pedro, he's got Burnley though in 27. Is that the punt to go for? Or instead of going for João Pedro, I could go for Strand Larsen. I mean, really doubling up then. I mean, that team probably looks pretty good, eh? But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Ekatike and just hope that he performs. Maybe what I'll do here is I'll swap the bench. I'll put Keane first. I don't have any money for Bruno. What's your opinion about Zubamendi? Okay, that's a bit interesting. I don't know if I go for Zubamendi. He's been doing well, and I think he had a price rise, but I don't know. Just join. What's the plan for today? Probably rolling and triple captaining Gabriel. Mino for Anderson, then funds for Munoz. I guess. And I feel like Anderson could haul this week. I don't know if that's probably sounds a bit dumb, but yeah. Mark, yeah, I'm triple captaining. What about Ekatike and Hall for JP and Munoz? Yeah, cash. I could actually do Keane as mentioned, but I think I'm going to hold off and just see what happens. I mean, I think everyone is kind of predicting Munoz to Hall. But let's hope that Hall hauls. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just posting the team to Discord. And then let me just post this to, yeah, I'm triple captaining Kunal. I mean, I'm not going to advise you guys to not do something that I'm doing, so. Would you triple captain Saliba? No, I think I would triple captain Timber or Rice over Saliba. Saliba's a little bit clean sheet oriented. Let's just say that. Now watch him go and score a Hattie. I've Ray and Gabriel. Should I get Timber too? Yeah, Hashem, that's fine to get all of them. Yeah, that's fine. Like getting another Arsenal. If you get Timber, you might as well just bring in another player. Haul out for Richards, Edward. That's what I was thinking, but I think I'm just going to roll and see what happens. It does make sense, though, probably, right? You know, like Haul to Richards, I mean, probably should be the move. I don't see anything over on Twitter. I thought we might get some early team sheet news, but does not look like it. I just want to check how much. It's okay. I just see everyone bringing in Munoz, and I'm jealous of that. I think he's a great punt. Not even a punt. He should be okay. Okay, let us do some quick fire rounds. Spurs fixtures don't look good. Okay, so Darth, is that just in general, or are you looking at taking out one of their players? Derichi saying all the best. I captained Tolu. It's going to be a red arrow, but I refuse to kneel. All the best to you, though. Wishing you the most points. Thank you, Derichi. Always kind. Wilson or Anderson? I like Anderson for the future budget. Bench one between James Hill or Michael Keane. Thanks. I would bench Michael Keane, Jester. Would you do Wilson / Krupi to Pedro / Druby Hall from -4? Those moves look good for me. I like them. Triple captain, Gabriel or not. No, actually thinking about it, I would keep Wilson and Krupi someday. Don't do that. For -4, it's just too expensive. Wilson or, triple captain, Gabriel not. I mean, I'm doing it, so I can't suggest otherwise. Why Hall instead of Keane? I don't think Keane starts. Which 3 differential Arsenal assets would you bring in? Name 2. Differential, I think Gyökeres. I do worry though, Gyökeres and Jesus might be rotated. And then I think someone like a Madueke, just because Saka's injured and he might get some points off the right-hand side. Would you bring Munoz in for Hall or bank the transfer? If you could afford Munoz in for Hall, I would do it, but I can't afford it. Well, but yes, if you could afford it, I would do it. That's a transfer that I think is worth it. I don't have Gabriel. Any difference with yours? Any advice? Who do you have instead of Gabriel, Emmanuel? I mean, it's probably just keep what you have. I would, if you want to captain Gabriel, you can try and get him. I would just make sure that you have an Arsenal triple up though. Why not Hall to Richards? I think I just want to suss things out a bit, and I feel like Hall is an okay option this week. We might do Hall next week for like a Collins or someone like that. I'm just playing it at the moment. But yeah, that move does make sense, but I don't know. Thiel Tarkowski, I'd go with Tarkowski. Play VDV or Thiel. I'd probably go for Van der Ven and just hope that he gets some attacking threat. Richard says Emmanuel. Okay, wait, let me see. Oh, so you've got Richards instead of Gabriel. Okay, he has a good fixture. Yeah, it is a tough one. I don't know how you get Gabriel. Do you downgrade Ekatike maybe? Downgrade Ekatike to get Gabriel? But I would try and get Hall then. Can you do Hall to Gabriel with an Ekatike downgrade? That's what I probably would do. Done. So watch Hall smash it. Well, I won't lie. I hope that he does smash it, but not just because you took him out. Ndai to Anderson. No, keep either side. Played 2 out of Virgil van Dijk, Hall, Keane, and Richards. Definitely play Richards, and I'd play VVD. Ryan, just bench the middle 2. Timber's going to run riot against Wolves. You heard it here first from Marsh. Emmanuel saying no time. Emmanuel, you've got 2 minutes. You can do it. You've got 2 minutes. Ekatike to João Pedro. Ekatike to Strand Larsen. That should give you enough funds. You can still do it. You've got 2 minutes left. You got 1.5 minutes. That's enough to lock it in. Start Thiago or Wilson. I would bench Thiago, especially if you triple captaining Gabriel. I'd Nori or Tarkowski to start. I'd probably just go Tarkowski because I don't think I'd Nori is going to play. Let me check. Once again, let me check projected lineups for you guys. Ait Nori has 83%. Maybe it's actually worth it. I think maybe it's worth going for an Ait Nori punt. I like the punt. Asking for my friend, says Durucci. Okay, so between the two, I mean, Tarkowski's the safe option. Ait Nori's the exciting option. Watch Gabriel get a red card in the Brentford game. Touch wood, that does not happen, Gaz. I am not condoning any jinxes. Let's just say that. Would you transfer Soboslai to Saar, Ryan, Ahmad, or just play Senesi? Just play Senesi, Nolo. We have 30 seconds left. Any more questions? Transfer O'Reilly to Lacroix. I'd probably keep O'Reilly and hope that he plays. Did it, Emmanuel? What transfers did you do? SH, you're 20 seconds premature, brother. You can't be posting TUPD with 20 seconds to go. Yes, Vernon, my full defense is I'm probably not going to get many clean sheets. Let's just see what happens. Captain Rice. Yeah, Rice is okay. Thiago Anderson, who to start? Anderson for the Hattie. Let's go with that. And just like that, it is TUPD time. actually Putson beat me. But unfortunately, that is TUPD. So this is the team. We rolled the transfer. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Let's see. It's basically whatever Lewis Hall does. But yeah, will the triple captain do well? Will it not? It's yet to be seen. What fixtures do we have coming up tonight? Okay, so we do have Newcastle versus Spurs. So we'll know if Hall does well. And then we have to wait in agony for the Crystal Palace game. Yeah, let's see what happens. And then we've got the Arsenal game coming up on Thursday, and then Wednesday, obviously, the double game week. It might be a period of time before we do another video because I want to obviously analyze how game week 26's double goes. And I'll let you guys get back to your Tuesday, though. Thank you, as always, for joining. As mentioned, afternoon, evening, maybe even morning, tomorrow, Wednesday morning. If you guys have been dedicated, do appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys for some lovely Game Week 27 content where hopefully we are looking at a ginormous green arrow with this triple captain. So thank you for joining, but for the time being, I'll be signing off. It's me, FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.